Hi guys, Elaine here, the Animal Reiki Lady. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Thank you for joining me. It's time for another reading. Excuse me. And this morning's reading, or this evening's reading, depending on where you are and what time you're catching this video. Today's reading is going to be from Pepper. Not just one pepper, but from 3 peppers. And I love when that happens. And I'll share a little bit more about that in just a second. So for those of you who may be catching me for the very first time, my name is Elaine. I am the Animal Reiki Lady. I'm an Animal Reiki Master, and what I do is help people make deep spiritual connections with the animals in their life, and that means both here and those at the Rainbow Bridge. And I say that I help people prepare for and cope with the loss of a pet, but the main message that I always share is that we don't lose our pets ever, that they are always with us. And that's why I love to do these channels, because I love to share with you messages from your animals and messages from animals in general. So today, you catch me fresh off my walk. I love to go out in nature. I share with people that one of the best ways that you can connect with your animal companion who has crossed is to be able to quiet your mind, and we often do that through meditation. And meditation, I call it the M word. People go, meditate, I don't have time to meditate. Well, meditation can be anything that helps you get in the zone, and for me that is frequently a walk in nature. I love going out in the early morning, feeling the sunshine, listening to the birds, watching the squirrels chase each other, whatever wildlife I happen to encounter. I love to receive their beautiful messages full of love. And today when I was out on my little nature walk is when the peppers came through to me. So instead of sitting down to quiet my mind as I often do, I just let them flow as I was taking my walk through nature, and what beautiful messages they had to share. And I'm first going to introduce you to the 3 peppers. And so I'm out on a walk, right? I don't have any paper with me. I have no pen. I did pull out my phone, and I'm frantically, as they're giving me all this information, just putting little notes in my little note feature. And I came back here and immediately just scrawled them down. So I have my little piece of paper here with me with the information that I received. And even as I talk about this, information still starts to flow. So we'll see what more comes out in addition to the notes that I have. But let me tell you about the 3 peppers. The first pepper came to me as a request yesterday. Someone sent, I think it was yesterday, someone sent me a request asking to connect with their dog Pepper. And normally what I do, I have a little list because people ask me all the time. And sometimes I take it in chronological order. Sometimes I go in intuitive order, whichever animal comes through to me. Well, today it was absolutely Pepper. And here's why. Because Pepper, besides the request, I don't often share this, but I will let you guys know that and it's so natural to me now. I am a client care representative at a funeral home for pets. So I help people at their most vulnerable moments. When their pet has crossed to the other side, I help them make some of the most challenging decisions, and some of the decisions that they're not in an emotional place to make. And I care for their pet as if they were my own. And yesterday there was a kitty cat named Pepper. And between the request for Pepper and the kitty cat for Pepper, and today as I was out on my walk, another Pepper came into my mind. So 1 cat and 2 dogs, all 3 named Pepper. And the number 3 actually came up for me too. So I figured that's why I would do the reading today for Pepper. So whoever Pepper is coming through for, these messages are for you and for all of us, because there was an important piece that they shared with me about being able to connect with them on the other side. Okay, so here we go. The first thing is that words started to come through. So just little words. The word relax came through. The word numbers came through, and then the 3 kept popping up for me too. So I'm not sure what, I don't know always. I can't always interpret, and we'll get to this towards the end. I can't always interpret the meaning, but I trust that someone is going to find meaning in this. Relax, numbers, busy head. That came through loud and clear, and I got more about that when I asked more about, for more clarification on busy head. I also got personality, and what they gave me about personality was that they take it with them, that they take their little personalities with them when they leave their physical body. And that's how you'll know when they come through to you. It's how you'll know when you're getting messages from them. It's how you'll know if they've come back. Well, even if it's in an animal of a different species, they will have the personality of the animal companion that you know. Okay, so the other thing that I said was, some of the reasons why I take a step back from this is because I question myself. I question whether the information that I'm receiving is right. And because I get feedback from you guys, and you'll say, this resonated completely, absolutely. This message was for me, I get it. And then another piece of information, someone will say, means nothing. I have no idea, I just don't know what that means. And so I question myself whether the information I'm receiving is always right. And so I asked the Peppers that today. All 3 Peppers, 2 dogs and a cat. Oh, so what was I sensing? The cat I'm sensing was the cat I know was a big cat, so it was a big Maine Coon. The other dog that I wasn't aware of is a chihuahua, and the one who I'm getting the request for, and I don't know this for certain, but I'm seeing a bigger dog in my mind, like a golden doodle size kind of dog. But anyway, I'm not sure that that's the case. I don't know anything about these 3 animals other than the cat who I saw their little body yesterday. Okay, so what the message they shared with me was that it's never wrong, that I need to honor all of the information that they give me, that in some respect it's always right. And sometimes we just need to take a little bit of time and think about what that is. Or maybe they're saying it for someone else, that I'm not meant to know what it means. So I trust, I honor the information that they're sharing with me, and I trust that it's not ever going to be wrong. Okay, so back to busy head. Let's talk about busy head. That term means something to somebody, you busy head. And what it means is that there's too much going on in your head. And do you ever say to yourself, I can't hear myself think? It's because there's too much going on. There's too much clutter in there. And then I had this little sensation of, do you know the Lion King, Rafiki, and the scene where he clocks Simba on the head with a little coconut and says, see, it's in the past. But for me, all of a sudden, I had an awareness that I never had before. And you guys may or may not laugh at this. I thought it was ironic, if that's the word to use for it. When I got my college degree, it was in communications. And I've actually taught communications classes at the university level. I taught classes in communication. And I never put the two together, that the way that I communicate now with animals on the other side is also directly related to what I taught as a communications teacher to students at university. And I'll tell you what that is in just a second. But the first thing, we're going to focus on the busy head, is that they want you to clear, and I'm reading my notes, they want you to clear the mental closet. You know that junk drawer? This is the vision that I got. A lot of it comes through in visuals. You know that junk drawer that you have with all the old chargers for all the old things that are either lost or don't work anymore, or the chargers for the old piece of technology that you don't use anymore, that drawer full of all that junk? It serves no purpose. It serves no purpose any longer, and it's time to get rid of that. That's what they're saying about all the thoughts that are cluttering your mind. What are you holding on to that is no longer serving you? That's what they want you to get rid of. By get rid of it, I love to think of it in 2 ways. I take thoughts that no longer serve me, and I either put them into a balloon visually in my mind and let the balloon float off into the air, or sometimes I like this visual of a conveyor belt, and I picture it like a conveyor belt at the airport, and the piece of luggage with my old thoughts that I don't want goes on it, and it goes off and gets lost, and let those thoughts just disappear. So that's what the Peppers, they gave me the visual of that cluttered junk drawer with all those old cords and all those old chargers, and that it's time to clean out your mental closet so that you can make room for what they want to share with you. I'm going to flip the page. Yeah, I took a lot of notes. All right, what I taught as a communications teacher, this is just like the bare bones. There is a message that wants to be sent. There is a sender of that message, and then there is the message itself, and then there's noise that kind of gets in the way and sometimes clouds the message or confuses the message. And there's a receiver on the other end. So that's the fundamentals, right? We have a sender, a message, noise that interrupts the message, and the receiver on the other end. And then one of the, I can't read my writing. And the receiver needs to interpret through the noise. They need to pull out the message that the sender really wants to send to them. And as human beings, we aren't very good listeners. And that's the biggest thing that you can do, is listen to your animal companion. So this is the message that the peppers are giving to everybody, not just to their human companions. That you can hear them, and they have messages to send you, and they do everything in their power to get through to you. And they want me to show you about listening. So listening, humans, when we have a conversation, even right now, I know this, there's all of you out there, just like me, there's something going on in the back of your mind. So I just heard the heater click on. And in the back of my mind, even as I'm delivering this, I'm saying to myself, I wonder if that heater is too loud. And I know there's all that little chatter that goes on in the back of our minds. Did I leave the milk out? What is the dog up to? I have to remember to pay that bill. There are so many things that are always running through our mind. And even when we're in a conversation, those things are running through our mind. Not only that, when we are in a conversation, we are often not listening. We are often preparing our response. So we have it's become a bad habit, the way that we actually converse and listen. So one of the best things that you can do, even for your communication skills here on planet Earth, is to develop your listening skills. But your animals really, really need you to listen to them. So I have some ideas for that. And oh yeah, this is the other thing. I immediately thought of, there's any number of movies where Charlton Heston is one that comes to mind. And I think of Bible passages like Noah, build the ark. Or, some deep voice of God coming to you saying, listen to me, I have a message to give you. And it's not like that at all. The animals want you to know that they will still have their personality. You will recognize their voice. It will often be your own voice that you hear in your mind. You should write it down right away, trust it, believe it, and you'll know when it's right. You'll feel it in your heart when the message that comes through from them is the right message. And so that's what they asked me to teach you today was, I think the biggest thing coming through right now is about personality. And what was the number 3? That number 3 means something to someone. I had those 3 peppers come through, and the number 3 just kept coming to me. So that means something to somebody. The number 3 and the personality and the busy head. Yeah, that was the other thing that I specifically got, busy head. So they wanted me to share with you today how to listen to them. So I am going to share with you a little technique. I've shared this with you before, but it works wonders. If you can, in your mind, we all know what these things are. We know what our worries are. We know what stresses us. If you can visualize in your mind a beautiful bag, an old carpet bag, a velvet bag is what I like to use. Any old bag, it doesn't matter. All of those things, let them come. So let all those worries and all those stressors come to mind, bring them to mind, and then in your mind's eye, place them in this bag. I throw them all in there, whatever, so that I can be fully present and be able to listen. I throw all those things in this little bag, and then I love to imagine pulling the drawstring shut so it's nice and tight and they can't get out. And I visually take that bag in my mind's eye, and I place it under a favorite tree, or you can place it under a favorite rose bush, or put it by a babbling brook. But in your mind, let something else take care of that bag for you. Earth, nature, a tree, they all have the capacity to care for our worries and our stressors. Set them over there under that tree, relax, and let them know that they're there for you to come back to whenever you want, or don't. I always say that too. Leave the bag there if you like. Mother Nature has the capacity to just dissipate all those worries if we would let her. Or you can have it back when this video is over. And so you have placed your stressors and your worries under the tree, and now your mind is free to be present with your animal companion, whether it's your companion who's right here with you now, or your companion who is on the other side. They have a message to send to you. Your mind is quiet. Take a few deep breaths, and then hear them not with your ears, hear them with your heart. Trust your heart to be able to interpret the message from them. They will send you a message. All the noise is quiet. Write down, think about, or even just dwell on the feeling that they send into your heart. And know that they have sent a message to you, that you can trust it, that you can believe it. And that's how you can connect with your animal companion at any time. All right, that is today's message from the Peppers, and I will keep on going with this for as long as you guys send me requests, and even after, because obviously more and more animals are coming through. There is so much they want to help us with. We've been through a rough couple of years, and I just get the sense that our animal companions have been here for us, and they are still here for us to help guide us, to help make this easier, to help us heal, to help us become more aware and more in touch and happier. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. I always forget this part, to please ask you to subscribe to this channel because it really helps. It helps get these videos out to more and more people. If you click the little subscribe button, which is either over here or over here, and then after the subscribe button, click the little bell notification so that you'll get a notice anytime I do one of these videos. Okay, thank you guys. I will talk to you all again soon. Take care. May the animals light your way. Bye.